Today on Rood Crew Radio, Annie Reed and Scott Laird join us to talk about what's happening on Shabbat Night Live this month. Also, Scott will update us on this month's Health Awakening program. And if you're interested in helping support this ministry of A Rood Awakening, you'll learn about May's Love Gift. Also on today's program, Matthew Hall will tell us about what's happening with Aviv Fellowships. And did you ever wonder about Shavuot? Well, stay with us to learn more about this wonderful feast time, all on the May edition of Rood Crew Radio.
From the Production Group studios in Charlotte, North Carolina, you're listening to the Rood Crew Radio program on the Rood Radio Network.
Hey, welcome everybody to Rood Crew Radio. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of A Rood Awakening International. My name is Tedd Clayton, and this is going to be a monthly radio show to update you on what's happening here at A Rood Awakening International. And right now, in our first segment today, I'd like to talk with Annie Reed and Scott Laird. Guys, welcome to the program.
Hey, Ted.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Annie, tell us what you do here at A Rood Awakening.
I am the Director of Ministry Development, and essentially I am making sure that we are continuing to grow across the board, not just spiritually, but in all things radio, television, and partner-wise.
So you got a big job around here.
That's right, I do. A lot of shoes to fill.
That's right. That's right. Scott, what you do around here?
I'm the communications director, so I head up the guys who do all of the artwork and things for the DVDs and such, and everything you see on Shabbat Night Live, all the images anywhere you see, and all the copy, all the wording that comes out of A Rood Awakening International. And also, I'm the director of biblical health development, which means trying to keep everybody healthy, biblical-wise, too.
Oh, well, great. Well, speaking of Shabbat Night Live, Annie, in the month of May, what's coming up on Shabbat Night Live this month?
Well, earlier this month, we had Gigi with us this very first week of Shabbat Night Live, first week of this month. Gigi was incredible. If you did not have a chance to watch her on the program, she was a 10-year-old child who just had Torah knowledge like most scholars do. Incredible guest. But later this month, we have Kamal Salim that will be joining us, who will speak on the topic of Islam. And then we have Jim and Penny Caldwell, who were the ones that discovered the real Mount Sinai.
Wow.
That will be on later this month to discuss it over Shavuot.
Yeah, that was a very interesting conversation, too. That was when Michael went down to their house and interviewed them in their living room.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, that's great. That's real great information. Now, Scott, you're a doctor of naturopath. So tell us, what in the world is a doctor of naturopath, and what do you do with that?
Well, first of all, it's not a doctor in the sense that you would think a medical doctor, where someone does a residency and all this, and they're in school for 10 years and such. This is sort of a layman's look at the body, the human body. How do we correct problems without involving a lot of surgery and drugs and that kind of thing? So instead of looking at the symptoms, a naturopath looks at what's your lifestyle like? What are you doing? What are you not doing? Looking what's behind the symptoms, for example. So like if someone has psoriasis, instead of trying to put a cream on the psoriasis and try and keep it down, keep it uninflamed, you look at, well, what are you eating? What are you doing with your life? Is there something that's pushing from the inside out to cause this? And that's the key of it. It's going after the cause of things rather than treating the symptom. And that's what a naturopath does.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, now, Scott, you also host a program for A Rood Awakening International called The Health Awakening. Tell us a little bit about that program, and who do you have on, and what y'all are talking about this month in the month of May?
Well, The Health Awakening is a show that we wanted to dedicate to not only naturopathy, but how it ties into the Bible. Because really, when you look at the Bible, that's how Yehovah wants to have us look after our bodies, is according to His Word, and His Word lines up with the principles of naturopathy. So we thought this was a great match. And so The Health Awakening is a show that we tape. It's a television show once a month. We have a new guest. We've had lots of big names in the natural health world on the show, talking about everything from vegan diets to what does magnesium do in the body, and what about hypothyroidism, all these great things. And in May, we have a guest by the name of Dr. Mark Lobaugh. And Mark Lobach came to our Passover event, and we interviewed him on the Passover set. And he is an OBGYN from Texas. And this man has been at it for a long time. He's delivered upward of 10,000 babies.
Wow.
Yeah, so the guy really knows what he's talking about.
The guy's busy.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. And so he wanted to talk to us about, he actually contacted us. You know, we usually contact the guest and say, hey, would you like to be on the show? He contacted me and say, I would like to be on the show. I think your folks really need to know about how to take care of themselves before they have a baby. And I said, oh, you mean prenatal care? And he said, well, a little bit before that. He said preconception care.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what this show is all about. It's really about taking care of your body, both mom and dad to be, before you even think about becoming pregnant. Because as he mentioned, there's a lot happening in the woman's body that she doesn't even know maybe that she's pregnant and still continuing her lifestyle. And not even aware that she's pregnant yet. And so he says you've got to really take care of yourself before you even start trying to become pregnant, because things will happen faster than you think, and you've got to prepare your body as the mechanism for that child to grow properly.
Wow. Okay. So now you can watch that program on, I believe, YouTube.
Yes, you can.
And you can also watch that program on Rood TV, Michael Rood TV, that happens. And we're going to have Matthew Hall on later in the program, and he's going to talk to us all about that. So that's that's something good to know.
Wonderful. People also can watch it on. We have a website dedicated to this as well called healthawakening.tv.
Healthawakening.tv. Wonderful, Scott. Well, thanks. Annie, I had one more question for you. You know, every month, A Rood Awakening and Michael Rood have something called the Love Gift. Now, tell us, what is the Love Gift? What's that all about? And why do we have to have the Love Gift every month?
Well, we have designated funds for most of the donations that pour into this ministry, which we're very grateful for. One is the Ambassador Club that help us pay for airtime. So if you're listening to this program or watching us on the air, you have an ambassador to thank that made that commitment to bringing this word and this truth out to the nations. And then we have the Executive Producer Program that help us produce every single episode of the Chronological Gospel series. But the monthly Love Gift help us continue our work. It helps us with the day-to-day. It helps us buy pens when pens are necessary and copy paper for the newsletter.
Yeah, okay.
It also helps us with just keeping the lights on in this building. So we're very grateful for those that give on a monthly basis for the Love Gift.
Okay, in the less than 30 seconds we have left right now in this segment, what's the Love Gift for this month?
This month it is the wisdom of Stephen. You don't want to miss this episode. You think that he was martyred for his faith, but it wasn't necessarily the case. And so Michael will explain further. And for a donation of $100 or more, you will receive a beautiful hardcover book on the 70-year anniversary of Israel. You don't want to miss this as well. It's exceptional.
Sounds exciting. And they can get that by going to the website as well?
That's right. You can go to aroodawakening.tv/monthly love gift, or you can go to monthlylovegift.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Annie and Scott, thank you for being on our first segment of the program for this month. And guys, we'll be right back right after this, so don't miss out.
You're listening to Rood Crew Radio on the Rood Radio Network. The Chronological Gospels Bible is the world's most accurate timeline of the Messiah's 70-week ministry. The Chronological Gospels Bible takes every event in the Messiah's ministry and reorganizes them into an easy-to-read, day-by-day record that will give you greater understanding and clarity than you've ever experienced. The Chronological Gospels Bible also includes annotations to help you understand what was happening behind the scenes, using amazingly accurate historical records you won't find in any other Bible. The Chronological Gospels Bible, now just $49.95. Get your copy of the Chronological Gospels Bible. Call 800-788-7887. That's 800-788-7887. Or buy online at aroodawakening.tv/Bible. That's Rood, ROOD, awakening.tv/Bible.
Hey, welcome back to Rood Crew Radio. I'm your host, Tedd Clayton, and on this segment, we have my good friend Matthew Hall with us here. Matthew, welcome to the program.
Hey, Ted, good to be here.
Well, listen, tell me, what do you do here at A Rood Awakening International?
So I think you need to rephrase that question. It should be, what do you not do
what
here
do you
at A Rood
don't
Awakening?
do? That's it. Yeah.
No, I've been here for about 4 years, and I've probably done just about everything you could do. But these days, I focus mainly on the website. We've got quite a few websites growing, and the main one being roodawakening.tv. So I oversee all of the web development, making sure that everything's up and running on online for people, and with our weekend broadcasts and everything like that. And then we also have a growing IT department here. So I oversee a lot of the IT type issues that are going on at A Rood Awakening.
Okay. Well, Matthew, I know that there's a new initiative that's taking place here at A Rood Awakening called Michael Rood TV. Tell us a little bit about that, and what is Michael Rood TV, and how can people watch it at home?
Well, I would say probably 6 months ago, we started talking about getting into what we call new media. And that's things like, Apple iPhone apps, Android apps, a lot of new programs that are popping up on Amazon Fire, Apple TV. And so we see a whole generation of people that are moving away from either cable television or even just going to a website and finding stuff online. They've got all these new devices and everything's getting, fancy. So people want to access content on their mobile devices.
Yeah.
So we talked about how is A Rood Awakening going to get involved in that so that we're positioned to where we can be in front of these people, because it's a whole new generation of people.
Sure.
And all of these platforms are very exciting. And so we said, well, let's talk about this. Let's do a Michael Rood TV, because we already had a michaelrood.tv website that we were developing, and we kind of launched that. And that was going to house basically all of Michael's content, things that he's done in a digital format that people can access it easily. So we kind of piggybacked on that and went into the development stage of our Michael Rood TV app. And what that is basically everything is integrated. Our website, Michael Rood TV, the iPhone app, the Android app, the Apple TV channel app, and then we've actually got our Amazon Fire channel coming out here before too long. I think we're maybe a few weeks away from that.
Gotcha.
And then another great thing that we're working on is we're going to be getting an Alexa Echo or an Amazon Echo skill, so that people who have an Amazon Echo can actually just ask Alexa to play Michael Rood, and it will pull everything up.
Wait a minute. You're saying that all I have to do is go to Alexa and say, Alexa, Michael Rood, and it's going to come up?
Exactly. So we're in the developmental stages of that, but we're really excited. I think some people underestimate the power of this new media movement. I think, you've got a lot of people that have a hard time with change, but there's millions of people who are jumping on this bandwagon, and we're just positioning ourselves. There's not a lot of ROI on it right now. There's not a lot of, reason for us to do it from a financial perspective, but we're a ministry and we want to get the message out there. And so this is kind of a mission field. We're trying to position ourselves to be there so that when the people start coming, we're waiting for them.
So what you're saying is with this new Michael Rood TV app, I could be in Scotland or I could be in Argentina, and all I'd have to do is hit that Michael Rood app, and I could actually watch Michael Rood programming right on my iPhone. Is that right?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. And this broadens our exposure to basically worldwide. I mean, there's people in Africa, Ethiopia, where they don't have a TV, but they have a cell phone. And so if they can get on their cell phone and they have cell service or even Wi-Fi or whatever it is, they just download the app. They can go in there and they can start watching Michael Rood from, the four corners of the earth.
Okay, so this has got to cost like $99 a month or something like that, right? I mean, it's got to cost like some stupendous amount of money to be able to do this and have this accessibility.
You would think that something this cool and something this innovative would definitely have a cost to it. It does have a cost to us, but we absorb that with, of all the money that people support this ministry because they believe in what we're doing. This is just a part of our mission and our outreach.
So you're saying this thing is free?
That's what I was getting ready to say, is this is absolutely free. We had talked about maybe having a maintenance fee or some sort of administrative cost attached to it, but in the end, we just decided we just want people to find it, download it, and start using it.
Okay.
So everything's free right now. At this point.
Okay, so we got about 2 minutes left in this segment. So
Okay.
tell me what I need to do. How do I need to what do I need to do to get it on my iPhone or my Android app? Or what do I need to do to get it on my computer?
Well, we try to make it as simple as possible. So all you really need to do is whatever device you're on, you go to your App Store, your Google Play Store, your iTunes Store, your Amazon channel search, wherever you're searching for something. You just type in Michael Rood TV, and that's it, and it'll pull it up. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that's all you got to search is Michael Rood TV. Some of the devices, you just type in Michael Rood, and it will come up.
Wow.
But the key about this platform is you do have to create an account, but you only have to create it one time. So like if I download the app on my phone and I create my account for the first time, if I all of a sudden switch to an Android phone, then if I download that app, I use the same login information, same on the website, same on the Apple TV.
Wow.
So you just have one username, one password, and it gets you in everywhere.
This is extraordinary. So basically one password, one username, one password, all platforms I can get in, and I can watch great Michael Rood teaching right there from anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's incredible. Listen, we only got about 30 seconds left in this particular segment, but now you're also the director of Aviv Fellowships. So tell me real quick, what is Aviv Fellowships and where can they go online to see more information?
Aviv Fellowships is just an outreach program that we put together to reach out to people who were looking for like-minded believers. We wanted to create a place where they could just identify and edify and lift each other up. But the key elements are that they observe the Aviv barley calendar, so the feast days are the same. They keep the Shabbat, and they believe that Yeshua is the Messiah. And that's really all we ask, so that those people who fall into that category can find each other. So they just need to go to avivfellowships.com, and they can find a fellowship or register or whatever they want to do.
Well, Matthew, thank you for being on the program today. You are just a wealth of information, and we look forward to having you back again real soon. Folks, you're listening to Rood Crew Radio. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Rood Crew Radio on the Rood Radio Network.
Stephen is often regarded as the first Christian martyr. But was he really stoned for his belief in Messiah? In The Wisdom of Stephen, Michael Rood exposes the real reason why Stephen was killed and why so many Christians who seek out the roots of their faith today are being ensnared by the very same falsehood of the Pharisees. Receive The Wisdom of Stephen for a love gift donation of just $50. Or, with a gift of $100 or more, you'll receive The Wisdom of Stephen plus a hardcover anniversary book detailing Israel's 70 years of miracles. Get The Wisdom of Stephen and the Israel Anniversary Book. Call 800-788-7887. That's 800-788-7887. Or visit monthlylovegift.com. That's monthlylovegift.com.
It's no secret that we live in uncertain times. We've never been more connected through technology and yet never more divided from each other. Imagine if you could do something about it. What if the power to change everything was already in your hands? It is. Through the Ambassador Club, you have the power to spread the gospel of the kingdom to every country, every home. When you join the Ambassador Club, your monthly donation goes directly to cover the cost of broadcasting the Messiah's message all over the world. Join the Ambassador Club through A Rood Awakening International. Call now for more information. 888-766-3610. That's 888-766-3610. Or visit aroodawakening.tv/ambassador. That's A Rood, ROOD, awakening.tv/ambassador.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Rood Crew Radio. I'm Tedd Clayton once again, and this segment we are blessed to have Matthew Weimer and Bethany Hall with us. Welcome to the program, folks.
Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.
Okay, so Bethany, what do you do here at A Rood Awakening?
I am part of the partner services, so answering phones, taking orders, helping with biblical questions, emails, stuff like that.
Oh, wonderful. And Matthew, what do? You kind of do the same thing, don't you? You work in the same department, don't you?
I do, yeah. It's definitely answering phones, taking orders, answering questions, whether that comes over the phone or through the or the website.
Okay.
Anything like that.
Well, now, are you also the prayer warriors with the ministry as well? Do you pray with folks as well?
Yes.
We do.
Okay, good. Wonderful, wonderful. So in this segment, we wanted to find out more about Shavuot and what's Shavuot all about. So we got our resident expert here, Matthew Weimer, with us to talk about what Shavuot is and what Shavuot all about. Now, pretend I don't know anything about Shavuot, and I'm a new person to the Hebrew roots. How would you explain Shavuot to folks?
Well, for those that are new to Torah, it's one of the feasts.
Okay.
The spring feasts. It's an agricultural feast that where we give thanks to the Creator for tangible blessings for the harvest during the year. Mm-hmm. Now, in today's terms, it's more of an appointed time where we can get together and we don't want to work. It's you want to treat it like a Sabbath, but we can get it. But it is a feast, so we get together and celebrate it.
Is it one day or is it many days?
It's just one day.
Okay.
Shavuot actually is Hebrew for weeks.
Oh, okay.
And the reason we get that is because it's 7 weeks after the Feast of First Fruits during the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Yeah, that brings up a question for me. We hear the term counting of the Omer. Can you talk to us about that? What is the counting of the Omer exactly?
Well, during the Feast of First Fruits, during Unleavened Bread, that Sunday you start counting. You start with 1 and you go all the way to 50.
Okay. That's counting days, right?
Counting days, yeah.
Okay.
Every day, first day of the counting of the Omer, second, so on and so forth.
Okay.
On day 50, you are actually on Shavuot, or Pentecost is the Greek term for it, which means count to 50.
Okay.
Yeah,
So now, what significance, what spiritual significance, I guess is a good way of asking, is Shavuot? What's, we discussed, the celebration, but now what is the spiritual significance of Shavuot?
It's very spiritually significant. In fact, it's the feast where the first major outpouring of the Holy Spirit, resulting in 3,000 souls being added to the church in one day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
And you can find this in Acts 2, talks about that.
Okay.
There's also going to be another outpouring of the Holy Spirit near the end time, and Joel 2 talks about that.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very spiritual feast.
Okay. All right. So now, Bethany, you're married to another Matthew.
Yes.
Not this Matthew, but you're married to Matthew Hall, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you and Matthew and your entire family celebrate Shavuot in your home?
Well, we try to make the counting of the Omer very hands-on for the kids. So whether it's we make a giant paper chain and every day they cut one off, or, figuring out some way to do a countdown so it keeps them engaged. But we take that high day and we spend it as a family crying out to God. And we re-examine the commandments because that's also when the commandments were shouted down from the mountain. So with that, and then we just cry out for the Father to pour out His Spirit on us, that we want to be that generation or the people in our generation where the Father can use us just like He poured it out on the disciples. So we do that as a family, and it's very important that we teach our children to be aware of these times, that they have significance, and that they're not just anybody, that they can have the Holy Spirit work in their lives as well.
Wow. Okay. Let me ask you guys, we got a couple of minutes left here. Let me ask, Bethany, how in the world did you discover Hebrew roots? I know this is a trick question, ladies and gentlemen, because I didn't prompt them for this. But how did you learn about the Hebrew roots?
Well, back when I was 16, my family actually had a radio show in Montana, and we were discussing the Ten Commandments.
That's why you're so good on this radio. Now I get it.
And it was called Family Talk, and one of the callers called in, and because it was live and open mic, and we had a big thing going on in our county where they were trying to take down the Ten Commandments. So our family was discussing that, and he's like, so do you believe in all the 10 Commandments? And we're like, yeah, of course, why not?
Of course.
And he goes, well, what about the fourth one? And we were like, well, yeah. He's like, so you keep the Sabbath? And then there was just kind of some silence.
Yeah.
And my dad, it was a very honest show. So my dad's like, well, we're going to study that out and we'll let you know. And that's what started it.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Matthew, how did you get involved in the Hebrew Roots? So we got about a minute left in this segment.
All right. Well, I basically, in 2010, the Almighty kind of put it on my heart to start looking into end times. And when I did, I came across somebody who was talking about how the feasts are prophetically significant. And he was mentioning how he got most of his information from Michael Rood. And when I looked him up at first, I was like, what is he wearing? But
who is this
after
guy?
that, I started listening to him and I realized how much truth he has coming out and going around the world. And I just knew I had to start supporting. So
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for being on the show with us today. Listen, folks, if you need prayer, if you want to talk to true men and women of God, these are the folks you want to talk to here at A Rood Awakening International. Thank you, Bethany. Thank you, Matthew, for being on the program today. And listen, folks, we'll be right back with some closing thoughts right after this.
You're listening to Rood Crew Radio on the Rood Radio Network. The Chronological Gospels Bible is changing lives all over the world, putting everything the Messiah did in exact chronological order and explaining the behind-the-scenes truth of what our Messiah did, when he did it, and why the timing of it all means everything. And now, the Chronological Gospels Bible can be easier on your eyes. The larger print edition features 40% larger type, and every page appears exactly the same as the original, so you can follow along with others who have the regular size version. The Chronological Gospels Bible Larger Print Edition also has wider margins to write notes, and the premium quality paper means you can highlight without soaking through. Plus, the Larger Print Edition lies flat, so you can teach without having to hold the book open. The Chronological Gospels Larger Print Edition is a big and beautiful coffee table style book, measuring a full 12 inches tall and 9 inches wide. Order now and you'll also get 2 bonus CDs of Michael Rood's audio reading of the introduction section of the Chronological Gospels. Study the Bible with clarity and ease. Order the Chronological Gospels Larger Print Edition by phone or online. You'll get 40% larger type than the original and the bonus audio CDs of the introduction read by Michael Rood. Get the Chronological Gospels Bible Larger Print Edition for just $69.95. Call 800-788-7887. That's 800-788-7887. Or buy the Chronological Gospels Bible Larger Print Edition online at aroodawakening.tv/large. That's a Rood, R-O-O-D, awakening.tv/large.
Hey folks, welcome back to Rood Crew Radio. If you would like to help support this ministry or become an Ambassador Club member or executive producer, please send your tax-deductible donation to A Rood Awakening International, P.O. Box 1559, Fort Mill, South Carolina, 29716. Or you can visit our website at www.aroodawakening.tv and click the donate button on the upper right-hand side of that page. Or if you'd like to pray with one of our prayer warriors that we just had on in the last segment, give us a call at 1-888-766-3610. Partner Services folks are there right now to answer any questions you might have and to pray with you. From all of us here at the Rood Crew and our radio producer, the main man, Kenneth Collins, we wish you peace for the month of May, and we'll talk to you again soon. We'll see you when the smoke clears.